Work.
Drink, she's saying.
It is work to me.
She's saying drink.
Oh, drink. Just remember.
Not in the way.
Just remember, you volunteered this. Ow! Free haircut.
I did not say it was free.
Well, no, but I think I got what I paid for.
Look at the nuts on that.
Done.
Oh, sounds like Daddy and Martin are still here.
Yeah, they're logging for a minute, so.
Yay!
Ooh-wee.
Oh, Millie! Oh, steady!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking at the sun. 7. 7 planes in the sky. I'm going to miss my clear blue skies. Right, well, Biscuit and I are off to Moore Valley. Got to go and pick up a few bits of bobs and also sort out paying for our sheep race, because our sheep race has arrived. Not picking that up today because I did say to Abby I'd wait for a day when she could come and get it with me. And then we're going to go back over to where I found all that marijuana and the boxes yesterday, because after going into the woodland and noticing how many of our young ash trees have actually died, the job the guys were going to do today has been put off till tomorrow, and rather than try and rebook something else at short notice, I'm going to take the opportunity. We're going to go over and we're going to start knocking down some of the ash that have succumbed to ash dieback over there. We can't do too many because we haven't applied for a Forestry Commission felling license, so the most I can cut down in any one go, if I wanted to sell the firewood, would be 2 cubic meters, which isn't that much. Or it's only the stem wood, doesn't really include the branch wood at the top, but still that much. Or 5 cubic meters if I'm using it for my own consumption. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go in and start cutting a ride in there so we can do a prep on possibly applying for a Forestry Commission felling license to maybe clear fell the rest of the trees a bit later in the year. We'll see. The problem is that one of the other reasons we planted that small field to trees is it's very wet. So if we try and go in there in the autumn winter months, it's going to make a mess. So anyway, so we're going to go in today and just prune out a ride, which will mean probably dropping a dozen or so small trees, stacking the timber, chipping the brash, so literally we can give ourselves some wriggle room that we can get back in later on and actually do a bit more. So, but yeah, so the guys have been told no more than 5 cube. That's the limit on what they can do. So, right, we are going to go and buy a piece of chain and a padlock. Just had a phone call from my eldest daughter, concerned that I posted a video that had a subject of marijuana and weed, and it's a case of, oh, don't you go upsetting the drug dealers, Dad. You know, they might come after you if you upset the drug dealers. I'm not upsetting drug dealers, I'm upsetting fly tippers. And I don't care what you're tipping. I don't care if it's illegal weed, I don't care if it's builder's rubble, I don't care if it's your garden rubbish or the contents of your garage. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a fly tipper, you're just scum of the earth. You're just disrespectful, and you know, not worth the air you're breathing. So it's not just drug stuff and drug dealers, it's the lot of them. I would quite happily crush their vehicles, bring back the stocks, and have them pelted with rotten fruit for a couple of days in the public stocks. I'd bring it back. Right, back to the old tree plantation where we had some tipping, and the guys were just going to sort out the gateway. I put a new chain on it, new padlock. we're going to just basically take out a few of the trees so we can get down the rides and get to the main part of the plantation below. So nice easy job for the guys today. Right, I've got another gate to put a padlock on. And what? I can hear you ask. Well, I can't because you haven't yet, but you will. Well, I brought barbed wire down. And why have I wired my wife's stile up and the gate? Well, the reason is we've got one or two people who like to run around the farm. And no, that's fair enough. You've got a legal right to do that. If you're on the footpath, I got no problem. But we got one guy who insists on coming over the footpath bridge there. Instead of going up the footpath, he takes a shortcut across here. And I can never catch him. He's too blinking quick for me, so I've got better things to do than sit down here all day waiting for him, because it's usually somewhere between 4 and 6 o'clock he turns up. So yeah, I've had to close off the wife's path, I've had to put a padlock on the gate, and then I hear you say, well, why are you doing that? It's just one guy running the path. Yep, it is. Although we've had other folks, we can see it from the haze, they come down, look at the gate, and most of them see the private sign, don't go through, and heed that, but some just go through the gate. The problem is, it only takes somebody to say, well, I've been walking through that gate for the last 12 years. I do it regularly. I've always gone through there. No one's ever stopped me. And then some idiot puts it on a map. And then all of a sudden, I've got a fresh footpath opened up through the farm that I never knew anything about because somebody decided to draw it on a map. I'm not having that. We've got footpaths in every single field on the farm, bar one. They've got enough. They don't need any more. And you might say that's selfish and you've got all that and they've got nothing. They've got all that up there. Hundreds and hundreds of acres to walk and roam about wherever they want. Just let me look after my bit. That should work better now. It just sits there now. It's better anyway. Yeah, I thought while I was here I'd just adjust these gates. Obviously when I put this up, we've had a lot of dry. It's kind of, because these two are tied together, pulled him over a bit. It fits, but I've got a bit more on the hinge. I'll adjust them a bit. Mind the stingers. They bite this time of year. Not that I'm overly bothered about it. I just can't be bothered with the itch for the next day. Oh. He's tight. But not that tight. Obviously didn't have a firm grip on it. Cheap spanners. But a cheap spanner is better than no spanner. That's better. Badly fitting gates, badly hung gates, it's kind of a pet hate. I'm down here, I've got the tools, now it's time to do it. Right, I'm happy now. Who remembers that? How many of you have been here long enough to remember us grand plan, was it 2 years ago? Before my granddaughter was born, we thought it'd be a good idea to make a den for my grandchildren, because when I was a young fellow, my father promised me umpty 2 times he'd build me a tree house and he'd build me this and he'd do that. He never did it. So myself, Henry, Mikey, is there anybody else? I can't remember if anybody else was with us. We had these telegraph poles and we made a start on this. But then the winter came, so we kind of stopped. We thought we'd come back to it in the spring. Then COVID came, so that's as far as we've ever got. But this is going to be, if I ever manage to finish it, and for those of you that are interested, this is going to be a playhouse for my grandkids. I can see from the house up there, you can't actually see very well in it, when the kids come down here, if and when the kids come down here, a few of the trees between here and there will go missing. Fortunately, most of them are ash. They're probably going to go missing anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4 ash, but there is a small lime and there is a small maple also in the way. Well, I'll forfeit them, because from our lounge with the telescope we have for watching the wildlife out, we could see them from here. So although they're, what, 350 meters away from home, we can still see them. So yeah, but they won't be coming down here till they're a bit older. Yeah. The other thing that delayed us, of course, was we ummed and ahed about reopening the golf course, and it was one of those things where, did I want a kiddie's playhouse right at the bottom of the golf course, right away from the house, with people, I don't know who would be playing, coming out playing the golf course. It was another reason we kind of put the stops on it. So there you go. So, but this is the playhouse that as far as we've got, which is basically 4 legs, all put in with a bubble as best you can on telegraph poles, because they're not dead straight. So it's ish. We've got to decide whether we were going to go up a 2nd floor or not, because originally we were going to go floor up here and then a roof on top again, but I got a funny feeling that might be a bit too elaborate. We might just settle with this down here and just put like an open top, with like some castellations around it. We'll see. It's got to be safe, because that's 2 and a bit meters up there, and that's another 3 meters down there. 5 meters is far enough to fall off if you're a kiddie, but exciting as well. Anyway, so this is a project that we would like to one day crack on and do some more with. We had all sorts of bright ideas, you know, rope walks from here to the tree and, you know, stuff like that. Then it kind of got, well, it's not a commando training course and we don't really want any broken bones. We just want them to enjoy themselves away from, they can scream and shout and do whatever they want down here, and it's not going to bother us. Something else I would have mentioned in the last video, that pit there, I dug that when I was about 14, and originally that had 4 posts on there, tin roof, tin sides, and then like a weld mesh front on it. And I used to shoot pigeons and rabbits and all sorts out of there. I spent days building this thing, just because I wanted a den. So this was my den when I was a kid. I built this myself. Nothing left of it now because, oh well, a little bit of metal there. That'll have to go before kiddies come down because it's unsafe. But yeah, many hours I spent in there with my BSA Air Sporter 2.2, and then my BSA Air Sporter Mark II 177, and I spent many hours down in that stream as well, fossiling him. Lots of good memories down here, and I'm kind of hoping I can do the same for my grandkids. Right, okay, so that gate is blocked off. That's going to hopefully deter people from trying to go through there. We don't want people going through places where they're not supposed to go, because we do not want new footpaths to suddenly appear on maps and then all of a sudden folks think they can walk wherever they want. It's not on. Those hinges are adjusted. This gate fits better now, I reckon. It's time. Get off, burdock. You can grow in there but not out here. I reckon it's time to go back up. find out what's occurring.